Hey, good morning, everyone. I know it's a very busy time. You're working on your group project that is due at the end of the week, and you're getting finished on module two tasks that you have to do and engaging with your colleagues in conversation. There's a lot going on. I just want to drop this here now and allow you to sort of refer back to it when you get back into the independent design task in that project that you're working. After reviewing the project work that you've all sort of proposed in your outlines, many of you, especially the part two people, are doing projects related to media and group tasks. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about interdependence and how group members can become sort of necessary to one another, like really important, integral to the project. And one of the ways we can do that is by giving group members specific roles. This slide deck is one of a number of resources that I developed for my niece Natalie this past summer and fall. And the film that she has produced is called To the Orcas with Love. The movie poster talks about the fact that their plight is our plight. And if you've been following some of the news stories related to anything with regard to the environment, but in particular on the west coast of Canada, the orcas are in great peril for a number of reasons. Anyway, the film and its resources are available, and I'll sort of point you to it if you're at all interested in looking at it. But this resource that I developed is to support students that were tasked with completing projects related to the film. And I think I'm going to repurpose that here for you. It's meant for students working in groups completing projects that are more than just text. So their audio, their sound, their public relations pieces, that sort of thing. And each of these roles, as you see them, will talk about specific characteristics that would be suitable for a person taking on that role, as well as the specific things that they'd be responsible for. So if you'd say each group is going to have a person who's going to act as the team leader, that's great, team leader. But what does that mean? It means you're looking for someone who can, draw the best out of each person in the group. You can share with your class what the characteristics of that person are, and then give them that role and that area of responsibility. Now, team leader is often one that is sort of double, like someone will have another role along with being the team leader, but that's entirely up to you and the students you're working with, whether or not you choose to do that. If you're doing a multimedia piece, you got to have someone behind the camera, and that is an important role. If students know there are skills required for that and particular characteristics, they might see themselves being able to take that on. The director is kind of a lead role, but it's a little bit distinct about telling people what to do as far as coordinating on-screen action. Really need to have good people skills, and maybe you have people in your class that would like that. Writing script. Who's the person who's good with words that can help create the content for that media piece that you're going to produce? Some people love to be dramatic, and maybe that on-screen talent is that person who's really outspoken, but really they have to be able to work directly with other people and to follow and take direction as well as being on screen. If you have someone who's really good at sketching and drawing, maybe they take on the role of storyboarding a piece and sketching out and planning all of the shots that are going to go together in the final product. They work closely with the videographer and the director, of course. If you're doing a piece where technology is involved and media editing is a piece, you might have a tech literate person who's able to blend sound and video. Maybe it's just being familiar with iPhone software that allows you to make a movie on an iPhone or an iPad or on any desktop computer. Sometimes your projects need research done, and you don't necessarily have to have everyone in the group complete the research, so long as everybody understands and knows what the research findings are. That can allow other group members to work on other pieces while someone takes the responsibility of finding the facts out. And sometimes that's a computer literate person, sometimes that's a reader, sometimes that's a language or science oriented person. It can vary. If your film uses special sound or sound effects or music, you might have a person look into Creative Commons licensed sound that can be put into the movie, or it might be a person who creates the sound that actually helps make the film more real. I just went and saw a film by Peter Jackson called
They will always be young, something along that theme. It's a film that he took this archival war footage. Anyway, after the film, he explains how they put together this movie, and it's quite extraordinary. But Foley and sound design are a key part of any production. Sometimes people will create unique pieces that go into the music. If you have people in a group who are really talented musicians or who can edit and create sound, they might have a different role in addition to Foley and sound. Digital people sometimes do media pieces, like if a product that you're producing is sort of a PowerPoint presentation, as an example, that digital technician might be the person that puts that all together. You might also coordinate, say, a document that everyone collaborates on, like a Google Doc. But this role could be just about any piece of digital software that you're using to create a product. If you're making something, sometimes it's good to have a person who gathers, collects, or maintains the material that you're using to design the project. And once the project's done, having someone who can help promote it and get it out there, whether that means helping put it in the school on a wall, in the school announcements, on a school newsletter, on a school web page, on a social media feed, that could be a key role that's taken on as well. So I've used a number of Creative Commons images as backdrops for each of those slides. And one of the things I've talked about a little bit in this course is that I think it's important for us to model fair use. So this idea about doing a group project, I'd like you to think a little bit about giving members of a team specific roles in the completion of the project. Again, put it aside. I'll give you a link below where you can see sort of, if you're interested, all of the resources we created to support this film that's available for free use in your classroom. But I will leave this here for you as well. Start thinking about that. I know you got lots on your plate. I got lots on my plate too, and I wanted to get this out there. So I'm posting it now. Set it aside and refer to it as you need it. Take good care.